4. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see here. Let's see what that sounds 1, like. 2, 3, 4. All right. Sounds good. All righty. All righty. Here we go, folks. There we go. All righty. Let me go ahead and get settled in here. There we go. Let me type this in. So, all righty. What's happening, everybody? What's happening? What's happening? It is your boy, Craig Harris, the man, the tech guy, the one who will lead you from mediocrity to superiority. Why do I say that with confidence? Because I'm right about everything. I'm so sick and tired of being right all the time. This is what it's like to be Donald Trump. This is what winning feels like. All right, so what's going on this morning? I got the confirmation email. Yes, I can check email, ladies and gentlemen, even an old man, even though my generation created electronic interpersonal mail, you know, I learned how to do it. And I got the confirmation from Lord P3 himself as my Gears of War Xbox is on its way. It will be here in 3 to 10 business days. So I'm looking forward this time next Wednesday. So I am excited. Hit that like button as you come in, folks. It's to the left. It's free. I know it's early in the morning. I'm a little bit early. I got a special guest I'm going to send the invite to. And but first, we're going to talk about some butter biscuits and what they are. So shout out to my good friend, the Ashen Luca, who, again, I just adore as she helped me with my thumb fetish this weekend. So shout out to that young lady. She's a gamer. Go subscribe to her channel. She is the hostess with the mostest from Scumcast, I believe it's called. And yeah, so but she didn't understand the term butter biscuits. So she had put a comment, paraphrasing. She doesn't understand why other people's opinions matter so much to other people. And again, you know, like I said, that's because people like their biscuits buttery. And so what is a butter biscuit? That it would be somebody who relies on somebody else's opinion to justify their own. Now, again, they're not man or woman enough to just go buy it themselves. Like I said, I just ordered an Xbox X. I do not, and I like butter on my biscuits, but I don't like it to the point where I don't care what other people think. I'm the one buying it. I'm the one that can now do a direct comparison from games on PC to Xbox. I can see it myself, you know, and that I won't be dependent on other people's butter biscuits, you know. And we talked about Zaddy here before. We talked about White Zaddy and how for some reason Zaddy's got an opinion, and that's the opinion people roll with, and they don't roll with their own. So, but I'm going to send out this. I'm going to send this out to my guest here, and my guest will be SickHumor TV if everything works out here. And because he has played and I believe beaten Control, and he has played and beaten Gears 5. So he can give an honest assessment on what his opinion is as somebody who has played the game. And that's what we go for here is people who have actually played the game. There's no spoilers. We're not going to spoil anything. I want to ask him about this Nimrod that apparently upset this Digital Foundry guy. We do not need people in the community that are sitting up there getting mad at Digital Foundry. Digital Foundry's job, as much as I hate to admit it, I do believe SickHumor was right, that they are getting paid. I find it interesting that they would call games, it's not their job to give it it's their job to do what they're supposed to do versus what they're doing. So I understand what that guy was doing. He was trying to give them as much shit as they do with other people, but it's counterproductive. I don't like the fact that they call games that look like soup and all that kind of stuff because it's not their job to do that. So, and especially when we found out the truth, we found out the truth that the PlayStation Pro can hold 4K assets. They were acting like it couldn't do it, and they had to eat a little bit of crow. But yeah, I do not understand why people do that. I just want to ask him his opinion on it. Because again, I do think Digital Foundry almost went out of business. I think that Microsoft paid them to do the open analysis of the Xbox Scorpio. I just think they're giving them money. I mean, but with that said, I don't depend on what they say. I can watch Candyland or is it NX Gaming, NX Gamer. They simply just give you what I need to see, which is, does this game have frame rate drops? Does it have multiple screen tears? Does it stuff that I need to expect? It doesn't mean I won't buy the game. It just means like, oh, okay, well, here's like they did with Devil May Cry 5 and Resident Evil Part 2, the remake, which is my game of the year. That's my personal game of the year. Now, I haven't played everything yet, but it's my personal game of the year. We're going to talk about Gears 5 as far as the glitches and the bugs. And there's actual people who cannot play this game on Xbox, on their Xboxes, whether it be the Xbox One S or X. Why is that a good thing? Why is that being damage controlled? I heard a major Xbox gamer finally come out and say it doesn't matter that that the game looks good if you can't play it. Okay, it's like me trying to get a McLaren. Why would I look at a McLaren? I can't buy it. I can't buy it. I can't afford it. So it's pointless to have it.
Yo, Craig, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's happening? SickHumor? SickHumor has made his way to the bootleg hangout.
This is actually pretty cool. I mean, if they could get rid of like these logos all over the place or let you do your own thing, that'd be cool. But it's not bad.
Yeah, well, they will let you do that, but you got to pay $20. You got to give a microtransaction.
Is that like forever or like recurring?
It's recurring. I'm like, well, I don't think it's worth $20.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, well, yeah, man. Well, thanks for joining me, brother. How are you doing?
Man, I'm always doing great. Always doing great, Craig. I've been up since like 9 yesterday.
Yeah.
Finishing off years. Yeah.
Yeah, I was at work taking lunch and you all were playing Gears. So, yeah.
Let me know where you want to begin. Oh,
let's start with Control. A game that kind of got buried in all the Gears headlines. I know you streamed that and you completed it. Mm-hmm. What is your opinion? First of all, did you play Quantum Break?
Yes.
Okay. So what is better about Control versus Quantum Break? And then what's worse than Control and Quantum Break?
Quantum Break just is an all-around better game. It looks better. It plays better. There's more powers. I mean, it's just an overall better version of Quantum Break, I would say. Quantum Break in itself was a pretty good game. I mean, a lot of people shitted on it for whatever reason, but I rather enjoyed Quantum Break. I actually went and bought it. I pre-ordered it actually and got it ahead of time, and it was just whatever, man. I like the game, but as far as Control goes, Control is like a new level of weird, strange, and intrigue all together. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really like Control, because there's so many twists and turns, so many plot twists in the game. Like what I think the game is about and what the game is actually about could be two different things. But my theory on the game actually goes very well. Again, I won't get into it because, again, that would lead to spoilers. That would lead to me saying things that, people really don't need to hear unless they don't plan on playing the game. They don't really care. But Control was a very unique game. It wasn't without flaws, though. There were flaws with the game. So I'm not going to sit up here and say that the game was perfect. It wasn't by any means perfect, but I really, really enjoyed Control. Go ahead. You were going to say.
I was going to say, what? All right. What about Control? I was going to say, what about this? What about Control? Did you? Because it wasn't perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect game. Well, Mass Effect 2 and 3, perfect. But Control, as far as the powers and things like that, how was it as an RPG? I mean, comparing it to other, because I assume
as an RPG,
because your character leveling up and things like that. Your weapon.
It had elements, I guess you could say, but not necessarily an RPG. The only elements that it really had was the way you level up your abilities and stuff like that, the way you unlock the skill tree. That's pretty much it. But everything else, it was just action adventure, man. It was action adventure, sci-fi. That's what it was. It was not an RPG. If you go into this thinking you're about to get an RPG, you're going to be sadly mistaken, because that's not what it is at all. There's no real customization in the game, and I pre-ordered the game, so I got a nice little bodysuit, so for Jesse, and it was cool. But outside of that, I mean, that's all the customization you really gonna get, my guy.
Now you played it on. You have a 2070 or 2080 Ti.
I have a 2080 Ti, but I did not play it originally on my PC because Epic Store. I don't know why y'all give these people praise for absolutely no reason other than them just segregating the PC ecosystem. Outside of that, nobody really likes the fucking Epic Store. If it wasn't for the games, nobody would ever purchase anything from the Epic Store. And a lot of people don't want to purchase anything from the Epic Store. The thing is, I'd rather speak with my money. There's so many games coming out. If it's Epic Store exclusive, they can go fuck themselves. I'm not going to buy it on PC. I'll get it on PlayStation. So it is what it is.
How should they go about it? Their business to take on Steam, which they said that's their goal, was to take Steam down. The only way to compete.
Well, I mean, if that's their goal, they're gonna be in for a long fight, especially with what they're doing. Also, I mean, I don't really care what their end goal is. I just won't buy anything. They would literally kill the PC market because people just not gonna buy shit from them. It is what it is. Why do you think nobody is coming out praising how well they did on the Epic Store? You had what fucking who was the Metro Exodus people? Yeah. They tried to make it appear as if they did super well, but in all reality, they did not. They did not. And it went to the Microsoft store anyway. So I ended up playing my Metro Exodus through Game Pass.
Okay. Yeah, I played a little bit of it. That was an interesting world. It's based on books, by the way, kind of like The Witcher is. Everybody, the Witcher series is being done. Geralt's only going to have, or Geralt, whatever you want to call it, he's only going to have one sword, because in the book, he only has one sword. It's just towards the end of his career is when he went to the double sword look.
I never really cared much for Metro Exodus, honestly. So it never really bothered me that shit was going to the store. Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
I was considering buying Borderlands 3 not on PC but on PlayStation until Randy Pitchford opened his mouth. He can go fuck himself. So outside of that, like I'm not even interested in Borderlands 3. Again, there's so many games coming. Like now is not the time for you to be making these decisions because people have options, a lot of options, and those options don't include supporting the game that you're getting because you want to support yourself with the Epic Store. It is what it is. But yeah, no, I was playing it. I couldn't back to Control because I don't want to get too far off.
Yeah, I know.
I did play it with my 2080 Ti with the RTX on and everything. Honestly, it looks super, super amazing, man. Like it looks really, really great. The problem with RTX is that in order for you to play with RTX, you have to enable. You don't have to, but you're gonna have a shit time playing the game. It's best for you to enable DLSS. And once you do that, it somehow, because I don't know how the inner machinations of how this shit works, but somehow through the cloud or some shit like that, there's some type of cloud processing shit that goes on that assists with maintaining frame rates and stuff like that. But you can't necessarily play it in 4K either, because I had to end up dropping it down to 1440p and then raising the resolution via scaling and stuff like that in order to get it to 4K. And I was just like, it's not the best way to play, but it does look really good. That's one thing I can say. So RTX does look good. Honestly, I don't think RTX is worth even talking about the way people talk about it nowadays. And quite frankly, I've seen games without RTX do a really good job at imitating RTX. So
yeah. Yeah, no, I was gonna say, how is the ray tracing on there? It's I've seen people turn it on. I'm like, well, it doesn't look bad, but it's not the where all.
I think you have to see it firsthand, Greg. Because honestly, I don't think videos will do it much justice, because you got to remember the video is being compressed, and there's a lot of artifacting that goes on with the compression and stuff like that. So you're not getting a full visual. Trust me, you could really see a major difference. The problem is, it's just not worth the amount of money that you're gonna pay to get that experience. Like, it's not really worth it. To me, it's kind of like the level of HDR that we've been getting. It's like that. Some is hit and miss. Like some games, the HDR looks very good, and then other games, the HDR just look like, what the fuck? Like that's kind of how RTX is, and that's what I attribute it to. Like, I'm not a super fan of it. Like Jemiah, he could probably go more into detail about it because he loves that shit. I don't like it the way he does, but he would be the best ray tracing guy to talk to about that.
Yeah, I thought it was cool technology, but I didn't realize the hit it was taking on the PC. And I'm like, well, if it's going to drop you down almost half from your frames per second, then I would not activate it. I mean, not unless it was just a straight up RPG where I was like, say there was another Splinter Cell game. Of course, you're supposed to sneak around.
Here's the thing, Greg, and this is just to be totally honest.
Yeah.
With the DLSS, it's something super sampling. I don't know what the acronym stands for, but whatever. It really, like, even though you're dropping it down to 1440p, it looks really great. It imitates 4K very well. Mm-hmm. But I know it's not a native 4K picture. It's kind of like a form of the way they do checkerboarding and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. But I think it's because of how ray tracing affects processing and stuff like that, the way it handles the computer's resources and stuff. Like, it's really heavy on it, man. I literally turned RTX on Battlefield 5, and that shit was pretty much unplayable to me. I'm sorry, that shit was unplayable to me. I'm not gonna do it. But even in Battlefield 5, it looks really good. It looks really great. Like, when you see the effects, you're like, holy shit. When you see the reflections and stuff like that, it looks really, really nice. The problem is it worth the hit that you're going to take? No, it's not really. Unless they can get you at least running at 60 frames per second, and unless all games running at least 1440p or 4K, it's not really worth it. If you have to go below that, I went to 1080p, and god damn, I was like, fuck no. No, this is just not it, my man. This is not it. You lose a lot of detail when you drop down to 1080p, even on a PC. So, nah, it definitely wouldn't worth it. It's not worth it to me. But again, that's my own personal opinion. When you guys get to experience ray tracing, you're probably going to say the same thing. But I don't want to speak for y'all. I'll let y'all try that shit out yourself. Y'all gonna be like, fuck, I wish I could turn this shit off and never turn it back on. That's just how I feel sometimes. I'd rather play my shit in 4K max settings at fucking 60 plus frames instead of dropping it down to 1440p so I can see extra reflections and shit like that. Like I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I don't need that. But for everybody who do, Jemiah, guys are free to use it as you please.
All right. So would you recommend Control as straight out? Is it good to play Quantum Break to kind of get the I know it's a spiritual successor.
No.
Would you recommend Control? Like somebody you were at a store and somebody came to you and said, "Hey, I've heard a little bit about this game. Do you know about it? And would you recommend it?"
Using Quantum Break as an example would be very bad, and it will probably push people in a direction to not even try Control because again, they're very different. They look a little bit alike, but that's about it. Everything else is pretty much totally different. The way the guns handle and stuff like that is totally different. The different types of guns that you have, the different ways that you can switch the guns up. Like you have only one gun, but you can switch it to 5 different styles of gun. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
So you have the rocket launcher. You know, you have what looks like a freaking laser beam that shoots out. You have the regular like pistol type handgun. You also have the shotgun, and there's another one I forgot what it's called. But you know, it's it's totally different from Quantum Break. So I would not go into it thinking or even referencing Quantum Break because it's too much of a difference. It's too much of a difference. There's a lot of side things that a lot of people don't do in this game, but you should probably do it because that's the difference between you getting certain powers and you not getting certain powers. And again, it's up to you with how you want to play the game. So if you want to be handicapped, then by all means, go ahead and play it like that. But me personally, when I played the game, I spent all my time looking for all types of shit that probably was unnecessary, but I still look for it anyway. I got my full money's worth out of that game. And I still got expansions that they're going to release. Correct. I'm actually really interested in playing because there's certain things that happen within the story that makes you want to figure out what's going to happen next. And I guess I'll leave it at that.
All right, so they still got a little more meat on that bone. Now, did you platinum Control?
I did.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I couldn't remember if you did that or not. All right, cool. So there you go, guys. I mean, you're getting it straight from somebody who ran through it and went through and played it. And Sick said, "Yeah, there's a little more meat on that bone." So he's gonna go back in and play. Now, is it more coming for the PC or just the PlayStation, or for both?
Nah, I spent most of my time on the PlayStation version. I didn't play the PC version until like 2 days later after I platinumed the PlayStation version. So yeah, my time was spent on the PlayStation version, and really, it wasn't a bad experience at all. I mean, I guess the frame drops that they had was kind of crazy. I'm not gonna say kind of crazy. They were crazy. Like you would get in these big heated battles, and shit would just slow down to a crawl. Apparently they fixed it with the latest patch. Again, don't take my word for this, as I haven't tried it. I haven't played it again to see. I do plan on returning, but right now I'm in a different space and I'm doing different things. So I'll get to that. In a bit.
Yeah. I've been busy, and then with football starting and me tailgating, my big gaming day has always been Saturday. That's my but Wednesday's like an appetizer day. But I get the whole kit and caboodle on Saturday when I'm tailgating. Tailgating is like a job. I mean, you get up at 7 a.m. You're out there at 8:45 to 9. You stay until 3 or 4, or sometimes longer. And let me tell you this: we start pouring them at 8:45. I'm talking about Fireball and bourbon. I mean, that stuff is rolling out, and you have to partake in the Southern tradition where we have mastered tailgating.
So I've never been much of a tailgater myself, but I don't drink. You know what I mean? And I know that there's a lot of drinking. I mean, I'm pretty sure you don't have to drink and stuff like that. But I don't.
But the food, man, we had some ribs last Saturday. I had to tell my Uncle Tommy. I said, man, no offense, Uncle Tommy, but my boy Matt, man, he hooked those ribs up. Oh my God. So, but anyway, all right, let's get back to the gaming. Let me ask you. Firstly, shout out to the people in the chat. Hit that like button. Let's say I'm here with SickHumor. He's
hit that like button. Hit that like button.
He's tired as hell, but he's still here.
No. Here's the thing. I was actually about to go live, and then I said, "Hold on, damn, Craig did say he was going to do a live stream today. Let me hit him up and see if he's still doing the stream." So when I figured that you were still doing the stream, I was like, "Okay, cancel that shit." So yeah, we're here.
All right, yeah. So shout out to everybody in the chat. We got the Almighty Spartan guy, Sam Ash, Corey Massey, who's destroyed Matt's gaming chat session several times. Hopefully he was able to come home. Nicholas Harris, how you doing? Players United Gaming, Halo Storm. Shout out to everybody that's here in the chat. Ice Queen Gaming, how are you doing? Shout out to Ice Queen. Trying to get Ice Queen to get a little bit of equipment and come on podcast to be a special guest. Hopefully she gets around to it. Jamal Adams, what's happening? Jemiah Dixon, Mr. RTX himself. He's here in the chat. Savage Sugar, what's up, man? It is 7 a.m. on the West Coast. Shout out to all you West Coast guys getting up and getting on the road. The nail, what's happening?
No, that's let me clarify that. I didn't have any of the issues that I had on the PlayStation on the PC. Mm-hmm. I had none of those issues. But as far as enabling RTX, you literally have to drop the resolution to 1440p, or that shit does not run at 60 frames per second.
Oh. Now, see, it's deep learning super sampling. It's an AI process of redrawing an image from a lower res and output it at a higher res. All right,
like checkerboarding, right?
That is in a way kind of medical field when you go from a lower plane to a higher plane. I think it's called osmosis. So, I think. What's up, Texas Lean? How you doing? Hit that like button, people. If you like the content, you can always hit me up on that Cash App. Everybody knows I'm saving for the 5700 AMD GPU. Yes, I did get an Xbox. Yeah. I'm getting a Xbox. It's on its way. Should be here in 7 to 10 business days. So the Gears of War Xbox. So now my Gears of War Xbox is like no other. It's going to be a black Xbox. It is going to come with a piece of paper that says Gears of War. Therefore, Gears of War Xbox. So
no, it's not going to say Gears of War at all. It's just going to say Gears.
Yeah, it's just going to say Gears. Yeah, that's right. It's going to say Gears 5. So Savage Jr. said he's at I saw Savage Jr.'s glitch. I'll get into the glitches here with you, Skip. I wanted to ask you because this just popped up on my timeline. Somebody actually, I don't know who it was, and I don't want to, I would pull the tweet up, but I do not know how to block the name out. And again, I have a jitterbug phone, and I don't know how to pull it up either. So let me ask you, are you aware of this person that went in on Digital Foundry for their opinion?
Absolutely.
Why do you think people are going after White Zaddy all of a sudden?
Absolutely.
And then why is Digital Foundry's opinion, let me make that clear, opinion so sought after? Why is Zaddy's opinion such a big deal in what Porter Rock has called, shout out to Porter Rock 77, the YouTube gaming streets?
I can tell you why. First of all, I don't watch Digital Foundry. The only time I ever pull them up is if somebody's like, yo, go and look at this, blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. Digital Foundry should have been called out a long time ago because the shit that they do is just so blatant. Here's the thing. If you're going to be a Microsoft shield, then make that apparent. Don't make it seem as if you're unbiased and then you're giving out your opinions, because people take their opinions and they make decisions based on the opinions that Digital Foundry gives. Now, of course, you would say to yourself, okay, so shame on you for letting somebody tell you what to go do with your money, right?
Correct.
But in the scheme of things, that's life. Everything works off of reviews, opinions, everything like that. That's why we got Yelp reviewers, because people, before they go and waste their money at a restaurant, right, they want to know what other people's experience was when they went to that restaurant. Same thing with Digital Foundry. Before they make a decision on what platform they're going to purchase something on, then they have to say, okay, let me see what my options are, right? Right or wrong?
Yeah, some people do. You're right.
And when they see what their options are, when you have somebody telling you, oh, this is great, this is revolutionary, this is mind blowing, this is da 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 da, and then you have somebody who refute it. And this, what I love so much about what King Thrash did is the fact that he didn't take another game and compare it to another game on another platform. No, he compared it. He compared the new Gears to the old Gears. That's exactly what he did. There is no bias. Motherfuckers was calling him like, yo, and I'm gonna tell y'all, like, you know what? I'm not gonna say it on your podcast. I'll wait till I get on my own podcast because listen, it's a little unprofessional. But what I will say is that he did a very, very unique breakdown and analyzed things. Because remember, let me give y'all an example before y'all say, oh, you just being petty, blah, 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 you just being petty. Remember in Spider-Man when he was running up the window and they said that they were doing something with the reflection, some type of shit where it's not really casting a shadow, it's doing something strange? Mm-hmm. Well, he never pointed out any of that in Gears, but they nitpicked everything they possibly could in Spider-Man. True or not?
Yeah. Now, you're right, but they did set the record. Talk about the Foundry when everybody.
No. Forget that. And that actually further proves my point, though, Craig. Sorry to cut you off, but that further proves my point. It took for them to come out and say, no, it hasn't been downgraded. That tells you how people value their word, right? Because you was wondering, why does somebody care so much about their opinion, right? It's not that people care about their opinion. It's just that we know that they have that influence. They have that power to sway minds. That's like if PewDiePie could scream something really irrational, like, hey, go shoot up a corner store. Go shoot up your nearest corner store. There's going to be at least one idiot that receives that message and really probably goes out and shoot up a corner store because he has that type of power. He has that type of influence. People look up to this guy. I mean, that's just what it is.
So they're more of an influencer than they are a truth teller.
They are now. They weren't always that way.
Right. Okay.
My thing is, I don't want them to be nice to Sony or anything like that, or nice to Nintendo. I don't care about them being nice about anything. What I'm saying is, be truthful, be honest. You're in the business of analyzing things. You're in the business of providing facts. You're not in the business of providing your opinion.
Well,
you're not really coming to you for your opinion.
Yeah. No. As long as to me, Gears 5 should be compared to Gears 4. Why? I mean, they're both this generation. They're both made by the same company. When Gears 5 came out, Gears 4 came out, they said it was the best implementation of HDR. I don't know if people remember that about Digital Foundry. And then they said the same thing about Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, it was just last year? Was it last year? When did Red Dead 2 come out? Wasn't it like September of last year? And Digital Foundry was saying this is the greatest game of all time, and this is the Antarctica Jesus and all this kind of stuff. And it lost Game of the Year, and all of a sudden that went out the window. You go back further, they said GT Sport had the best implementation of HDR. Then they said Horizon Zero Dawn, and they said God of War. I mean, so
Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Yeah,
song and dance. Yeah.
So obviously, I'm not saying the HDR is because you just said yourself HDR on some games do look better than others.
They do.
Yeah, but why is it such a big deal when somebody gives their opinion? Because I can bring somebody else on and talk Control, and they say it was trash. Mm-hmm. All right, it's not going to stop you from waiting on the expansion. You're going to still play the expansions and stream them,
right?
And, try to get that trophy that comes with it, right? So why is it? Do you think it's generational? Because I think it's generational. If I want great Kool-Aid, I don't care if somebody else wants cherry Kool-Aid. You're not going to talk me out of wanting great Kool-Aid. So I'm just trying to figure out why people like they biscuits so buttery.
Well, I mean, we're a different breed though, Greg. Again, most gamers or people who call themselves gamers nowadays, they're literally just sheep. And I've said this time and time again.
Correct.
Eventually, y'all will listen to what I'm saying and take it in, not as a sign of disrespect, but take it in and say, well, you know what? Are we? Sheep just waiting to be herded.
Mm-hmm.
Mixer was not doing very well.
Correct.
Microsoft said, hey, Ninja, let me give you some money and just want you to, go ahead and, bring some viewership over here to Mixer. And did it happen?
I assume. I haven't seen any numbers. I don't follow it though.
Well, here's the thing. He had 2 million concurrent viewers at some point in time.
Uh-huh.
No other person on Mixer has had that.
Oh, well then obviously it's worked.
No, but that's not the point. That's not even the point I'm getting at. I'm not even getting at Microsoft and saying that Microsoft is wrong for what they did. No, Microsoft is trying to improve their business. Sure.
Right. Yeah.
What I'm saying is that proves my point that these gamers are sheep. Mixer has been around for God knows how long. And only now do they decide to move over to Mixer? Think about that for a second.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
It's been free forever. It's been free. You don't have to pay a thing, Craig. Mm-hmm. Nothing. Free. And nobody came to it. But let's get Ninja. Ooh, they all come now. Influence, Craig. That's what this is all about. That's the reason why people have a problem with what Digital Foundry is doing. They're literally giving Microsoft participation awards. They're making them seem like they're doing something better than what they're doing. In a market, especially a competitive market, that doesn't make sense. Now, if they were doing something and it was well-deserved, then that's something different. But it has been proven that that's absolutely incorrect.
Yeah, I mean, what made me scratch my head is when they said that some game on the PlayStation had soup textures, but then they put in 4K textures about 6 months afterwards, and they never came out to say, oh, PlayStation now has the same textures that Xbox does.
Because they weren't paid to do so. They were paid to make one version look better than the other. Which
leads me to say, what do you think now? Because you used to have people years ago that were saying from the Xbox community, they were saying Digital Foundry they called it Pony Foundry, if I remember correctly. And so now all of a sudden they're wanting to sit up there and give these guys fellatio for the stuff they're saying now. So do you think there's been some type of cheddar on the side been passed to them? I mean, you've answered this before. I'm just asking you again. Do you think they've been paid off, point blank? They've been bought?
Yeah. I've said this for quite some time, and people just say, oh, you're just a pony. Oh, if they were saying this about no, I'm not just a fucking pony. You know what's funny about people who call me a pony?
Mm-hmm.
They play less Xbox games than I do. But I'm the pony. I mean, it is what, you know what? That's not even neither here nor there. I'm not even here for that. What I'm saying is there's a reason why people need unbiased media. We don't need to turn this shit to fucking Fox News.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Because that's exactly what they're doing. They're turning this to Fox News. On one side, we're only going to report good shit. On the other side, we're only going to report negativity. Like that's their thing now. That's their mantra. Remember when I told y'all a long time ago, I was like, yo, when Titanfall first dropped and they went nuts and talking about they started contacting developers and, hey, you guys should be able to. When did they ever do that for a PlayStation game? Ever? I'll wait.
No, I mean, you're right. They didn't. I
recall that extra mile for no reason.
Right. No, I mean, again, like I said, it's just. I remember when you made the accusation, and I pushed back against it, but because to me there just wasn't enough out there. But when you're, I don't understand. I understand giving an opinion, I guess, in an article. Like if I have a website and you and I come to you and I say, I want you to write an opinion article on whatever, the hurricane preparation in Florida. So you're going to give me your opinion on that. That's exactly what I'm expecting.
So then they need to take out analysis from out of their titles of their videos and say Digital Foundry opinions.
Right. Right. Because this.
But they wouldn't do that. We both know they wouldn't do that because then people would not take them what?
They wouldn't take them seriously.
Oh, okay. Now, why do you want somebody to take you seriously if not to sway opinions?
Yeah, that's a good. I mean, again, I don't disagree. That's why I'm asking the question. I just, it's disappointing. I mean, because like you said, they didn't used to be like this.
Yeah.
You know? So, and they didn't. And if they would just go back to do that's again, I look at Candyland and stuff like that because that I don't even think they talk. They just put the number up. They put it in the description, and that's it.
That's all they do. And NX Gamer, they might say some stuff, but again, they're more on the technical side of things.
Yeah.
Digital Foundry has turned into simply a paid Microsoft organization. That's literally what it is. Digital Foundry is no different than reading a review from Generación Xbox,
right,
or Mondo Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to spin Crackdown 3, Craig.
Yeah, I did see that. That game was bad. I played that game for like an hour. Like my computer stopped and said, "I will no longer allow this trash to run," and it just stopped. I had a gray screen. So I had to install that game with a quickness. And again, I had Game Pass at the time, so I can't. I don't care that I have Game Pass and it's only $1. That doesn't matter. I still want quality service. You know, even though I was paying $7.99 for Netflix a little while ago, I still got movies like Black Panther and Infinity War, and I got all the Netflix TV, stuff that that I wanted to see. But it's disappointing. That's all I'm here to say. I'm disappointed with them. I mean, I still will listen to them. But more for entertainment. More for entertainment.
I mean, it's funny that anytime stuff like this happens, people, instead of shunning them as they should, they say, we'll just take what they say as a parody. I mean, I've seen it done with everything. We do that with YouTubers. We do that with everything. When people say dumb shit, we literally just say, oh, man, I watch them for entertainment. It's just funny to me. Like, yeah, okay, well, I mean, you're not really helping the cause. You're still supporting them. Regardless of how you feel about what they do, you're still supporting them, whether you think it's entertainment. Because honestly, I'm just not entertained by stupidity.
Quite frankly. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, it gets a little old. I can entertain it a little bit, but I'm like, all right, nah, they're not telling the thing. I mean, shout out to I saw Savage Uger. He was walking. He's in the chat. He did a quick like highlight video of the tessellation. He was something about the snow. Like his footprints weren't in the. It was something weird, It was kind of
And again, okay, let's do this. Let's have a conversation about Gears 5.
Okay, let me switch that here. Let me put the banner up.
Let me start out by saying this. I'll wait for you to do whatever it is that you're doing to change.
Okay, you can go ahead and start. Yeah, I'm just changing I'm just putting a new banner up since we were just talking about the butter biscuits and why people. So you think it's influence? It's now about the way people can be influenced. What do they call it? Mind share? I never heard of that before.
Well, here's the thing. Let's take real life for instance. I know we're speaking about games, but let's take real life for instance, right? How do you get nominated to be president or to even run for president?
Yeah, you got to pay a lot of money.
People got to take you serious, though, right?
Yeah.
People have to respect the things that you say, correct?
Yeah, I believe it can be done, and it's going to help them, correct?
Right. And when you go to Digital Foundry, you go to be informed, right? Because there's no other reason to go to Digital Foundry other than to be informed. That's what they have. They have an informational channel, which is supposed to give analytical breakdowns of things, but they have turned into literally a fanboy fanfare channel.
Mm-hmm.
And you know something is wrong when they turn to Twitter to vent their frustrations. This is a company. Think about this for a second. This is a company. You know why they turn to Twitter to vent their frustrations? Because they're doing it to call on the crowd of actual supporters. Who would the supporters be right now to make them feel good in this time where they have basically been exposed?
No, I agree. Let me pay a bill here. Shout out to Trouble Fire. He says $10 holler. I appreciate you, brother. Says full disclosure, I didn't play Gears, but the faces and animations look stiff and a little janky to me. And Digital Foundry, I assume the acts like it's Last of Us 2 level animation. I was floored. Well, again, I will talk about that here in a minute. Yeah, but we're getting there. Shout out to him for the $10 holla. I now am $340 away or $330 away from that new GPU. But go ahead, Sick. Oh, and Jemiah Dixon, shout out to him, $5 holla. He says Gears has fake RTX. So all right, but go ahead, Sick. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. I just want to get
not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. You know, I'm just here for a ride right now. Yeah. But yeah, it's okay. So we're talking about Gears at this time. Okay, all right.
Yeah, we'll move into Gears. As far as Digital Foundry, it's more. I wanted to ask you about it because you think it's more of an influence. Like you brought up Ninja on Mixer, how he's an influencer, and the PewDiePie being a influencer. So. So instead of me making up my own mind, I'm going by an influencer because the influencer will influence more to go one way, and then everybody has the same type of butter biscuit. I got you. I mean, I understand that now. To me, I wasn't brought up that way. I was always brought up, you got to stand your ground. If you want to go out and buy the SteelSeries headset, and I want to go out and buy the Microsoft branded headset, I'm not going to sit down and let you beat me up and push me to buy the SteelSeries, and vice versa. You wouldn't let anybody do that to you. But there are people out there, because they listen to Zaddy and they like their biscuits buttery, they're going to go with the crowd. I got you.
Let me give you another example, if you don't believe what I'm saying. King Thrash video, right?
Oh, yeah. Beautiful video.
When you look at King Thrash video, and you look at the comment section, a lot of them are like, "Oh, I was sent here by Crow Cat," or whatever, however he pronounces his name.
Yeah, who is that? I didn't see that.
He's a dude that does different, like he does different videos doing comparisons and stuff like that.
Okay, all right.
But that's what I'm saying. Just because that person said go check out this person, they went and checked out this person.
Okay.
Not because they just found them all of a sudden, but because they were told to go check someone out. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a stab or a dig at King Thrash. I'm just making a point about influence. When you can have influence over somebody to make them inadvertently do something.
I got you. So King Thrash, it wasn't your Negro Dominant skills.
No, I can't say that because I don't know how many people didn't actually go through Crow Cat, because there's people there that didn't mention Crow Cat at all. What I'm talking about are the people who did mention him.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I saw that in the comment section that they were sent there. So yeah, so I guess he brought up King Thrash's video in his video.
Right. So
over there, okay.
Right.
No, I got you.
And I think it's great that it even made it, because you never know who's watching your videos at any time, which is hilarious. Yeah. Because it's kind of hilarious, but. Again, I when I saw that video, because I was listening to the podcast, and then I heard Thrash talking about somebody from Digital Foundry was upset at him, and he was like, over the last video, and then I went and checked out the video, and I was like, oh.
Whoa. The guy at Digital Foundry is mad at Thrash?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. I mean, because it doesn't mention the name in the tweet.
Listening to me, Greg, I literally just told you they turned to Twitter to vent their frustration.
Yes, they did. I saw that in my timeline. Yeah, I did see that, but I didn't know it was King Thrash with his Negro dominant skill set that did that too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. He should have just told him to have a Coke and a smile. But again, I just don't I'm not gonna I don't know why Digital Foundry just won't say let's compare Gears 5 to Gears 4. Like just like Candyland did FIFA
because it throws their entire analysis out the window, Craig. It makes them look like they're full of shit if they do
that. You're right. Oh, shout out to BGS. So what's happening? Can we get back to the story over tech? Which story? Just let us know. We'll get back to it though, BGS. Shout out to you, brother. So BGS doing the Lord's work out there. But all right, they got so King Thrash is saying they get paid in information. So as far as I get what everybody's saying now, I just didn't know it was King Thrash. So King Thrash's 20-minute video triggered Digital Foundry.
Yeah, but the only time things trigger you to that level is when you know that it's true.
Jeez, King Thrash, man. Yeah, if you're not at work, man, you want to jump on, I'll send you an invite. So just let me know. I didn't know it was I didn't know it was King Thrash. I just knew that it was a tweet in my timeline, and other people put out that other people were mad. They said the PlayStation community is bad because Digital Foundry is saying that Gears 5 looks as good as any other game, and I'm thinking, well, can we at the bare minimum compare 2019 games to 2019 games? I mean, you're going back to 26. I don't understand that. That is like comparing two different eras of pitching or two different eras of football or basketball. It's been 3 years, but 3 years in tech is a long ass time.
I'm gonna tell you, Craig, they should probably watch what they say because there is a lot of stuff that King Thrash never even mentioned. Mm-hmm. That if you see it in the game, you're gonna be like, "What in the fuck is?" You ever seen a flat cherry tree?
I have not. Are they in the game?
Oh yeah.
Well, see, I wouldn't even think to look for something like that.
They bought the cardboard, bro. They bought the cardboard. Oh yeah.
Well, to me, the game with the fake 4K, that's enough for me just to throw my hands up.
Well, forget the whole fake dynamic, whatever the freak they want to call it 4K, right? Let's get down to the nitty gritty real quick.
Okay.
Let's bust down the facts when it comes to Gears of War 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me start out by saying, Coalition,
mm-hmm.
I love you guys, and I feel like we have room to grow.
Facts.
Gears is the best looking Xbox game I've ever seen in my life.
Better looking than Red Dead 2.
Hell yeah. Red Dead 2 doesn't even look that good.
Okay. I'm just asking.
No, yeah, it definitely looks better than fucking Red Dead Redemption 2. For sure. Corners were cut, man. Corners were cut.
With Gears 5. Well, obviously with the resolution on console. Now let's talk about it on PC first, and then we'll move into console because apparently the game is broken on console. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of
the game is broken everywhere. It's
even on PC.
Hell yeah.
All right, so what have you seen on PC where you just said WTF? What have you seen on PC that's just kind of because for me, and you got a 2080, I've got I got the 580. I know you did a little bit more powerful there. but doing the benchmark, I mean, I'm sure you benchmarked it. Did you not have high and ultra as all settings? See, I did too. Now I don't run it like that. It's pretty
like that. 4K.
What have you seen? Did you just say what was that? Did you know? What did you see? What have you seen?
Yeah. Where do you want me to start? Okay, you know what?
Be getting.
This is where we will start. This is where we start, right?
Uh-huh.
We got into a death loop. Jemiah can attest to this because this is when Jemiah was playing with us.
Right.
We were on the first level, I think first chapter, and we got stuck into a death loop where even when we respawned into death.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no way to get out of that except for reloading the previous checkpoint.
Let me give a shout out to Jemiah Dixon here. Served the country, been shooting at people and got shot at for the country. So shout out to you, sir. Thank you for your service. And again, thank you for the super chat earlier as well. But everybody needs at least a day. All the stuff going on in the country. Let's kind of bow our heads to the men and women that are serving. I get it. You may not like the POTUS, but let's celebrate the troops and what they do today. But go ahead and continue, Sick. Go ahead. I just want to give you a shout out.
Wait, where's today?
September 11th.
What they got to do with the troops, though?
Well, I mean, the troops serving overseas during Operation Enduring Freedom.
I mean, do we do the same thing for Hurricane Katrina? Well,
no. Like I said, despite all the crazy stuff going on, let's give a solid to the troops. That's, I get the other policies, but we're trying to keep it gaming here. I just want to give him a shout out because he's always come on podcasts and he's been a supporter. So, yeah, that's
yeah.
So the things you've seen in Gears, you're like, what the hell?
Well,
you were talking about the glitch. You were talking about the glitch you and Jemiah had.
Well, yeah, we had a death glitch where it just kept dying. It would never respawn properly. There's been several times where, because Fatal was controlling the robot, Jack, and there were several times where Jack's equipment just completely stopped working. And there's been times where I've been playing with Fatal, and then he would leave the game, and Jack would be completely unresponsive. Now, the problem with that, I'm going to tell you the problem with that, honestly. The problem with that is that all of the progress that we made up until that point was null and void.
Wow.
Just simply restarting the checkpoint would not fix it. You would have to reload the previous checkpoint that was deemed safe. And when it does that, it literally starts you at the beginning of the chapter. So I would have probably beat the game a bit faster than what we did, but we kept having to go back and redo stuff over. Mm-hmm. But that was due to the robot just randomly glitching out. The game crashed a ton of times, like just out of nowhere. Just you in the game and then poof, no longer in the game. Fatal, he crashed multiple times on his Xbox while we were playing.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Jemiah crashed like maybe a time or two. I'm not quite sure. He would have to verify that, but I know I crashed a lot. God damn it, man.
On PC.
Yes. I'm going to tell you what's weird too. I'm going to tell you what's something that's really strange. The cutscenes are super glitchy to the point where it's disorienting because you could tell when a cutscene is going to start.
Yeah.
And then when it finishes, it teleports you to random positions. Like it's
happened to me a couple times. Yeah. I thought that was part of the game. They're not supposed to do that.
Heck, I wouldn't think so. Either that or they have super bad transitions.
Okay.
Cutscenes. I guess I'm probably spoiled by Uncharted, spoiled by God of War, where the cutscenes go from the character to in-engine back to the character.
Yeah, blend. They do blends. Yeah.
No, it's not a blend. They never ever cut to a cutscene. All of the cutscenes are done in-engine, meaning it's being done real time.
Right.
Old cutscenes aren't done real time. Hell no, no way they're done real time. But yeah, so we had those issues, and the AI. Oh my God, Craig.
You all were playing on Insane or
Insane.
Right?
Insane, but our AI was insanely stupid. Oh my God.
I saw that yesterday when you all were playing.
No. Not only the enemy AI. So the enemy AI was stupid as hell too. They were stupid, but they were sharpshooters. One of the things that Thrash pointed out, which was very true, is that they run to the grenades, not away from the grenades. So you know how when you throw a grenade, normally the character is going to try to roll out of the way to get away. Keep in mind, we're on insane, so it's not like we're on like a super low difficulty where they're just trying to make the game easy. No, they literally jump into the grenades. Weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. I just don't understand. The AI in that game is stupid. Let me tell you how stupid the AI. Okay, look. The AI is so stupid that the AI literally gets itself killed because it does nothing. It just sits there looking stupid. There's been plenty of times where the big boss enemies, they just get stuck in some type of glitchy situation where they can't move. I promise you this happened. I got all of this recorded on stream, so nobody can say I'm lying. Go sift through the 50 hours of playtime that I got on my channel, and y'all will see that exactly what I'm saying is absolutely true, and I'm not making something up because I want to bash the game. I'm not trying to bash the game. I'm only telling you what I saw. And that's exactly what I saw. It was the roughest way to play a game ever.
Well, because your stream is called Gears 5. Let's finish this trash.
Well, here's the thing, right? Aside from all of that,
someone stop.
And that's a lot. Aside from all of that, and that is a lot, there were great times that we had playing the game.
You all enjoy it. You can hear that in your voice. You guys were having fun. So I was going to ask you: is the game fun despite the glitches on PC? I know you haven't played it on console, but despite the glitches you run into, and there's plenty, okay, are you guys still having a good time when you're playing the multiplayer, the co-op?
Yeah. Me and Fatal. I mean, I don't know. Okay, so I don't know. Me and Fatal always have a great rapport when we're playing games. So it's never a situation where it's a dull moment. It could be a terrible game. We could be playing Sea of Thieves. Find something to make the game fun, right? So the story, a lot of people, I'm not going to go in depth because I'm not going to spoil anything in the story. The story was subpar at best. Like, you don't really care about the characters. As a matter of fact, the game makes it very apparent that they don't care about the characters either, honestly. None of the characters, like, there's a guy named Foz. This isn't really a spoiler. You guys all seen him. He was the one that wanted to test JD, and JD put him on his ass. But there's a guy named Foz, and they don't really go into much detail about Foz. He's with you. He's there. He seems like a traitor. But they don't really go in deep. They don't go in depth, really. And Kate, like,
is she more three-dimensional this time around?
No.
Okay, so she. All right, that's disappointing.
Kate is just one of. You want me to tell you what Kate is? Kate is like your gay homegirl. Kate is like your gay homegirl that's just cool to hang out with. That's what Kate is.
Yeah.
Y'all can say I'm wrong. But nobody gives a fuck about Kate. I didn't give a fuck about Kate playing with Kate. No, I can't say that. That's a spoiler. But I didn't really care about Kate, dog. I didn't really care about Kate.
Trying to develop her story as it went along because they're writing it. It's not like you're choosing like you would in a BioWare game type of situation, or
you get some options.
Okay. So,
actually,
but not to develop her character, like a good choice versus a bad choice, and then it's going to come back and bite you in the ass type choice.
Yes.
Oh, you do? Okay. So it does that. That's the RPG element, is that?
Not necessarily. It's only it's like a yes or no question.
Oh, okay.
It's like a yes or no, a pick or choose. That's kind of what it is.
All right. Well, all right. Well, I mean, all right. Do you think the game is moving in the right direction? So if you get Scarlet, Which you already have your Xbox.
No, here's the thing, Greg. I want to be as honest as I possibly can because me and Fatal had this talk early this morning. If you're already in the Xbox ecosystem and you don't have any, okay, so let me do a breakdown like this, right? I paid $2 for Game Pass, right? You guys are very aware of that. And I will say I've gotten 50 hours of gameplay, and possibly I can go as far as 100+ hours, maybe, depending on how I like Horde or that escape mode or whatever. But I've got 50+ hours in this game already.
Yeah.
For $2. For $2. Which, by the way, shout out to the chat and all the people who donated money. Shout out to El Matador, because he's one of the people I remember off top. He so excited. I forgot about him. Can't forget about him as well. Yeah. But they already paid for my Game Pass subscription, so I didn't really pay anything for this Game Pass subscription. So I was able to enjoy Gears. And this is what I will say, right? If the Xbox ecosystem is the only ecosystem that you're in, then this would definitely be a $60 buy. The game looks beautiful, man. Like, there's spots and places there where the game looks phenomenal, man. Like the set pieces and stuff like that, the buildings that you're in, they look beautiful. But there's nothing really there. There's really no substance. Like, you know how when you play, I'm going to say Uncharted, and the only reason why I'm going to say Uncharted is because I would imagine that you've already played Uncharted. At least a little bit. You know how when you're in Uncharted, you actually give a fuck about what happens to Sully. You actually care about what happens to Drake.
The Last of Us is like that too. You actually care about what's happening. Yeah,
right. Sure. In Gears, I didn't give a fuck about none of them niggas. I'll be honest with you. They could have all died for all I care. Like, I didn't really. You know what? I'm lying. I cared about Jackbot. Jackbot was the homie. And I can't say what I want to say because that'll be a spoiler. But Jackbot was the homie. I'll just leave it at that.
Troublefire wants to know how is the mocap, in your opinion, in the cutscenes?
The cutscenes are terrible, especially the way they transition. I hope they fix that because it's really disorienting for you to be in one spot and for them to transport you to another spot. And now you're looking like, what the hell happened? Like, it happens on all occasions. They put you in predetermined spots when you start an encounter, no matter where you are. So I could be way down the way. If somebody starts the mission, it's going to transport me to wherever they are. Literally, it's going to teleport me. It's just going to take me from where I'm at and put me in my predestined position. So the game looks beautiful, man. It looks beautiful, man. And for the most part, it runs great. Like, I didn't have any significant frame rate drops or anything like that. It ran super smooth. So that's really good. I'm playing in native 4K. Of course, I don't have to do the extra dynamic whatever the fuck is going on with. But something looks off about this game. I promise you, Craig. I don't want to say this because, again, I'm PlayStation Nation United. I'm PlayStation Plus Podcast. This is SickHumor TV of the PPP. You know what I mean? So no matter what I say, it's going to come off sounding crazy, but there's something up with what's going on in the game. I don't know if they transfer like the dynamic scaling even over to PC or whatever, but there's certain parts that look really crazy. They look really crazy, but I don't know what it is, so I can't really call it. But it's definitely something going on with the game itself. I'm not sure what trickery they're doing in the background, but something is up with the game. I do like the skiff. The skiff is basically your mode of transportation when you get into the open world.
Yeah,
I do like
that. Looks pretty cool. That's a nice way to. And I've always said one of the cool things is the transversing. Even with Horizon Zero Dawn, what made her different was that she could cybernetically take over those machines and then ride them. That's what makes her stand out. So the skiff, in this is kind of that's their version of that, and that's always cool. But now, does it have? Does it have like you could hit like the A button or whatever, or the space bar, and it just skips the scene where you're moving, or
You can skip scenes, but the problem is the way they do it is they hide loading screens within cutscenes, which to me is fantastic because I don't mind watching a cutscene. But what they do is you have to wait for it to load to a certain point before you can actually skip the cutscene, and that's only because they're loading, I guess, all the assets and stuff in the background. So one of the reviews that was up there, which I criticized that review because they said it was a big open world with nothing in it.
Right.
They were not lying. Listen, I would rate Days Gone higher than I would rate Gears of War. Because listen to me, Craig. Listen to what I gotta say, Craig. The reason why I would rate Days Gone higher is because Days Gone has a whole bunch of wildlife, got animals, got birds. The world itself is alive. Gears is dead as a doornail. Gears is a desolate wasteland. So beautiful backdrops, nothing there.
Okay, there's a lot of games. Well, Black Desert is like that.
Yeah, but Black Desert is like damn near a free to play game. Like,
yeah, free to play game. Now, but let me ask you. So the Unreal Engine, are you looking forward to the Respawn Star Wars game? Because it's on the Unreal as well.
I'm not really a Star Wars fan. I think I've said that previously. Like my thing is I have nothing against it. I've just never gotten to the lore, so I don't know what all the little Obi-Wan Kenobis and
in Days Gone, it's on Unreal, I believe. So it's Days Gone. The fact that I always say Unreal's the best engine out there because you have a game running on like Days Gone, which is nothing like Gears. So I mean, they're two different type of games running on the same engine. I personally think Days Gone would have done better on Frostbite. This from what I've seen playing Battlefield through EA Access, by the way. So there are games that I haven't played yet, but the total Battlefield 4, the total destruction, I thought that would have done a lot better with Days Gone.
Honestly, in Days Gone, I couldn't expect on this hardware for it to run any better than what it is. There's just too many calculations that have to be done for all of the, because you got to remember in the world, all around you is actual AI that has to be calculated within the game. Right. And they're in different sections of the game. All of that stuff has to be processed and streamed simultaneously. And the thing is, in Gears, there's nothing, literally nothing. It's just trash. It's just junk everywhere. Like, again, I know it sounds crazy and it sounds like I'm being like, really harsh on them, but no, I enjoyed the fuck out of the game. It's just a very semi-open world dead game. Like even in Horizon Zero Dawn. In Horizon Zero Dawn, yes, it runs at 30 frames per second, but the world itself is alive. You got all of the little robots. You got the stuff that's in the lake. You got the birds in the air. You have all this stuff going on simultaneously. You got ants on trees. They were so specific. You have ants on trees carrying leaves.
Yeah, leaf cutter ants. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
You have cardboard cutout plants in Gears. If y'all think I'm lying, play the game.
But it's in ultra settings. It's cardboard cutout in ultra settings. Well, let me ask you, what do you think happened with the whole resolution narrative? Because now people are talking about 60 frames a second, saying that the Gears is 60 frames a second. And then I wanted to ask you,
because it fits the argument, Craig. It fits the argument.
Somebody say he thought Gears 5 was a puzzle game. Well, if it was that, I would not be playing it. The hell with that.
There are a little bit of not really. I want to say that it's not really no puzzle elements in the game. You know what Gears is at, what it actually is. It is a game full of encounters.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You go one place, you encounter enemies, and you encounter the same. See, people compare Gears for some reason. They're comparing it to God of War for God knows what reason. But that's not what you when you compare it to God of War, you should be comparing it to God of War for another reason. Like the reason that you sit and fight the same bosses, the sub bosses over and over and over again, everywhere you go, it's the same sub bosses. They feel like if they throw more of these little sub bosses at you, it'll make the game harder. Really, it's not. It's just annoying. It's an annoyance, if nothing else. I mean, you guys, y'all will see what I'm saying when y'all actually play the game. You're gonna run into a lot of this stuff, and you're gonna be like, "Holy crap! Wow!" So he was actually telling the truth.
Well, no, I'm gonna ask you let's talk about it as far as the console. Now, I know you don't have the console version, but based on what you're seeing, people actually complain about, whether it's a verbal complaint or you actually see physical proof of somebody who is stuck or something like that. As a network engineer, what
that ain't got shit. That ain't got nothing to do with the network.
I know it doesn't, but I'm asking you, as somebody who does different type of computer things, why are there so many glitches on the console? Why are there so many people complaining with the game crashing or not saving or they can't progress or the jackbot getting like you were saying, getting stuck in the wall, you can't progress? Is this game broken? People literally are saying they can't play the game.
No, it is broken for some people, but if they reload the checkpoint, it'll fix itself. Like, but they're not lying. It is broken for the time being. I mean, they're glitched out. There's nothing that they can do about it. They're never going to be able to get out of it until they reload the previous checkpoint. But as far as the game goes, is the game broken? Nah, I was able to make it from beginning to end. I mean, we did have our roadblocks in the way, but other than that, no, it's not broken. I wouldn't say that it's broken. It does have bugs and glitches though.
Right. Now, are you surprised about the amount of bugs and glitches?
No.
Or you're not. Why are you not surprised?
Well, they tried to implement this whole crossplay thing, and you already know I'm not a super big proponent of crossplay. I don't really mind it. I don't really care.
Yeah,
I'm not jumping up and down for joy for it either. But I think one of the main issues that's happening is that remember, because I'm playing on PC, the people who want to play, because I played with Diver, I played with Jemiah. Yeah. When I played with Jemiah, I didn't have any issues whatsoever. Only when I played with people on console did I have issues. So it leads me to believe that it's something with the cross-platform play or whatever that's causing the issue. It's causing the save to become corrupted. So they can fix it, but they just gonna have to figure out what's causing it to corrupt. Or a simple fix, I'm gonna tell you what a simple fix would be. Give us the option to do manual saves. If you give us the option to do manual saves, then we could literally just load back to the previous checkpoint that we did instead of going back to the previous checkpoint that the game recognizes, which is usually at the beginning of the goddamn chapter, even though you made it all the way. Man, listen, it's tough, Craig. It's tough, Craig. I had to play the same place like 3 times over, man. It got really crazy. Give me real quick.
No. I mean, I saw you guys. Sam Ash saying he's playing on the S. Well, if you have an Xbox console, a majority of people have the S.
Correct.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no. I'm just letting you know I'm about to go grab something to drink real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. I can hold it down. Yeah, so shout out to everybody that's here in the chat here with SickHumor from SickHumor TV. Get your questions lined up for SickHumor. I mean, you all talk to him anyway. But if you all had any questions on Gears 5, that's kind of we're talking about it. He's running it on extremely great hardware. He has a 2080 Ti, and I think he's got the 2700X that he's on. But the guys that are playing on console, are you all surprised at the amount of glitches? Not that there's glitches, because all games, except for Mass Effect 2 and 3, have glitches. Mass Effect 2 and 3, 2 best games ever, you all could be playing. But what are you guys surprised about the amount of glitch? I know Savage was stuck in the back of a truck, like a flatbed truck, and he could not get out. That was funny, man. I mean, it sucks that it happened to you, Savage Jr., but that was funny. I can imagine what you were saying when that was going on. We'll be talking about the PS5 today. As far as what do you want to know about the PS5? So you expect to hear many Xbox tubers complaining about this stream. Oh, why? I mean, we're talking about things that are actually happening to people. So again, like SickHumor said, it's a beautiful game. It just sounds like it's a beautiful mess. That's what it sounds like. It's not, and if you can't access it, or you're having trouble playing it, or it's crashing constantly, I don't know. And again, I had an issue with the Windows Store when I downloaded the game. So I had to, it was weird. I had to reset the Windows Store. Then I had to delete what I had. And I didn't have a whole lot. I played that one part. There's like a tutorial part with that brother that's running around and all that kind of stuff. I played that part of it. But then I had to go back in and reload the entire game because of the crash of the Windows Store. I didn't know if that had anything to do with the physical game, because all the other games loaded, whether it was through the Origin engine, I loaded Control. So I don't know if it was just the Windows Store I had trouble with. But shout out to King Thrash for that video. Everybody go check that out. I didn't know he had hurt Digital Foundry, for crying out loud. So
he lit a fire under their ass.
Yeah, so King Thrash is he's an influencer now. So
that's true.
He's an influencer now. He hurt Digital Foundry's feelings. So I mean, again, my problem with Digital Foundry isn't their analysis; it's they're adding their opinion, which I guess they're going to do that, but they should not tear down one to do it. To me, the best way to do Gears would be to compare it to Gears 5.
Right.
Same way Candyland just compared FIFA 20 to FIFA 19. That's who you compare it to. You compare it to the predecessor. Saying that comparing the game to Uncharted 4, which came out in 2016, that's where I draw the line. Like, well, that's bullshit. Why are you comparing it to something from 3 years ago? And then why are there other people online running with that? That's I mean, Digital Foundry saying it is one thing, but when you sit up there and you run with what Zaddy is telling you, I mean, that's and I'm like, man, y'all like your biscuits buttery. So I mean, that's all I can say. So they're going to say, how are we fear-mongering if we're literally talking about things that have happened in the game? I heard somebody say on another podcast, look at this outfit, that the game is 60 frames a second and it's a masterpiece. And the guy literally said, it doesn't matter if it's 60 frames a second and it looks good if I can't play it, or if I'm glitching, or if something's wrong with the game.
Right.
That when Luca, when she was showing what happened to her character was just running by themselves. It's like, what's wrong? I mean, what's going on here? So that's a problem, though.
I don't know for comparison's sake, but there's a lot of input latency with Gears 5 as well. Like it's kind of bad, man. Like in certain spots, I was trying to run, and like the person starts so late that it's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm playing with a wired controller, wired into the PC, so it's not like it's something wireless or something like that. But the input latency is crazy in that game. I don't know, but maybe that's just all Gears games, though. I could be wrong.
Well, yeah, I don't. I think Keith Thrash is saying he. Are you talking about you got no sound with Gears, or the podcast has no sound? So yes, but I've heard people say they've had audio issues, and again, I'm not. If it's true, it's true. I mean, I'm not bashing the game. I play it on PC. I can throw the headset on. I run it through the computer. Through the computer to the back of my TV, and I play at 1440p. I turned down some stuff. I mean, like the fog, I turned down. That was in ultra. I turned that to friggin' medium, because who needs ultra fog? Or who needs the water to be in ultra? Like Next Gen said, fuck your water. I mean, I put that on medium too, because it's no reason to have, for me. Like, to me, I'll drop ultra to high because unless I'm taking 4K screenshots, I don't want it on Ultra anyway. The Ultra looks beautiful when you use screenshots, but as far as I'm going to.
You know what I noticed too, Craig, and it made me start thinking real hard. The things that they put in the game, I feel like they aren't really there. I feel like it's things that they drawed on, but they're not really physical items that they put there. Like when Thrash was showing the plates, what that reminded me of, it felt like it was just a flat surface, and the bullets were basically creating sort of an after effect on that flat surface. So they did a lot. They cut back a lot, and I mean a lot, Craig. But the stuff that they put effort into, they put the effort into it. But the stuff that they didn't put effort into, holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah. The Impatient Fire said Death Stranding gameplay tomorrow will blow that trash away. Well, I'm looking forward to Death Stranding. That's my most anticipated game this gen. I know for a lot of people, it is The Last of Us Part 2, which people are reporting on that. That is a media event, and it might be closed. They have not said it's going to be an open event. So, so y'all you kind of don't be shocked if they close it off and they say, nope, we're not going to show it to you guys yet.
You know what's crazy? I'm going to tell you another thing. Death Stranding, the character models in Death Stranding look shit ton better than fucking Gears by far. But what's crazy is The Last of Us 2, to me, honestly, looks better than Death Stranding, which is crazy.
Well, Last of Us 2, when they were that first trailer we got at PlayStation, whatever that thing was they did.
PlayStation Experience.
Yeah, when they showed her playing the guitar, that character, that model itself that's the best I've ever seen. Now it got better when she kissed that girl. That's still better than anything I've ever seen in my life. I mean, she threw the tongue down on that girl. So, and that was real. They really did that scene. So it wasn't like they had to gin it up, because even the guy doing the game, the Jim, whatever his name is, said, well, we could animate this, but this would be so much better if you all did that. And they did it. So, I agree. To me, The Last of Us Part 2, from what I've seen, looks better than anything I've seen this gen. But I'm sure Zaddy will say that it does, and then we will be right back where we are.
The character models and Gears, they look like fucking gorillas. All of them. They all look like freaking gorillas, man. Like they're overly buff for no reason. Like you're overly buff to get shot one time and die.
Well, why do they? I mean, why can't I change what my outfit looks like? I mean, I should be able to change my team's outfit. I mean,
you're a cog.
What the heck is a cog?
That's like telling a person wearing military gear to take off their military gear and change clothes.
Well, I can still have on military gear, but does it have to be silver or whatever their colors they have? Let me do a gray or a green or a blue.
No, it has to be silver, gray, green, unless you purchase skins using microtransactions.
Oh, so you can, but you can. All right, see, that's trash.
No, that's only a multiplayer though. It's not in the story.
Ah, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, linear. Last of Us Part 2 is linear. Well, yeah, I mean, you have one on Decima, and I know Gears is on Unreal. Yeah, you trade off the open world in Unreal for the cinematic story. That's why people were so mad at Mass Effect Andromeda. They're like, we're used to dealing with Unreal, not Frostbite. But EA's proprietary engine is Frostbite.
But why do people care so much about what's being used as far as the engine? Like, nobody's technical enough to know.
Well, just for me, I prefer the Unreal Engine to anything.
But that's assuming that the developers are the same with the games that you've seen in Unreal Engine.
No, that's true. No, you're right about that. But for me, I like the cinematic experience. And then now I like Frostbite. I'm playing Battlefield on it. That's still linear, but the destruction is phenomenal. As far as what's going on that game. I mean, it's like nothing I've ever seen before.
That game in itself looks amazing, Craig. I wish you could see that game through my eyes from my PC, bro. That shit.
Battlefield, yeah. I'm playing that on a PS4. I was streaming it the other day. I'm stuck. I'm taking on these tanks, and I'm getting my ass shot off. So it's fun because it's that part's challenging, So, but I'm kind of like, oh, come on. I've been playing this for like an hour. I can't get past 3 tanks. Now we're getting our asses shot off. So people versus tank, the tank wins seems like all the damn time. So and the stuff that we got that the United States Army has, that shit's trash. I mean, I was hitting that thing with a javelin, and those tanks keep coming, and they're Chinese. I'm like, I didn't know Chinese armor was that strong, and I hit the tracks, which is supposed to be the weakest part of the tank. And I guess China's tanks aren't like that, So, but no, I prefer that. But that's what was disappointing with Mass Effect Andromeda is it's on Frostbite, and Frostbite doesn't do the cinematics as well. But the openness and the destruction, it does do well. I mean, the game Mass Effect Andromeda looks better to me than Gears does. Mass Effect Andromeda is 1800p checkerboard to 4K. Gears has got fake 4K.
No! Here's the thing: facial animations. Gears got it over that Mass Effect Andromeda, but everything else, Mass Effect Andromeda is a fucking beautiful game. Yeah. Like it's. I guess if it was rated just based off of looks, it'll probably had a higher score or something like that. But I'm not really attached or tied to the Mass Effect lore and shit like that, so I don't know why y'all niggas was mad over the other shit that y'all was mad over. But I'm pretty sure y'all had good reason to be mad at whatever.
Oh, it was trash. I mean, the story was ridiculous. The animations were horrible. I mean, we got my faces tired and in that game, and but it's because the Unreal Engine does the cinematics much better. With the animation, Frostbite does. It's not that
I don't believe that because Naughty Dog isn't using Uncharted. I mean, Unreal Engine.
Yeah, Naughty Dog has their own engine. So
right. Kojima isn't using Unreal Engine. Killzone, the people who made Killzone and Horizon, they're not using Unreal Engine. But their facial animations look just fine. It's not the engine; it's the talent that's working on the game.
I agree. No, you're right. Decima is a beast. I mean, Decima very well could trump Unreal, but Unreal, as far as if they can get Gears to do that, imagine what a BioWare could do with the Unreal Engine, with the assets and stuff like that. So I have to wait and see. I have to wait and see because if the Star Wars game does well, we might be able to get another Mass Effect with the Unreal Engine, not the Frostbite engine.
Right.
So we got to get away from that Frostbite engine. Yeah, Corey Max, I agree. The story is trash in Mass Effect. I agree. I mean, here's the problem because the races from the Milky Way went to Andromeda. They're more. They have more technology than what they had in Andromeda, but they never explained that. That's part of the lore that they just totally sucked at, and so that had to be explained by somebody else. They're like, well, if you cross deep dark space and you go to another galaxy, and those other people in that galaxy, they can go to different planets and set up settlements. You're more advanced than they are. And you're bringing technology, the artificial intelligence, I think it's called SAM. It's more advanced than anything in their galaxy. That's why it's able to figure stuff out. But they didn't explain that shit. Like what I just did right there. Had they explained that, I could have gotten over the trashness. But because it was too late, I was already mad. So I was already mad. I mean, so I was furious about that, what they did to that game. So. King Thrash. I mean, I give credit where credit is due. I mean, if you sit up there and I watched your video this morning, and the the first part about the water, I actually noticed that when you land, that first scene when you rappel down, I'm like, wait a minute, this water ain't hardly moving. And if this waist high like it was, shouldn't there be a physicality to me moving through the water? And it's not. It's not. They totally just like, because if you get into a swimming pool with just your trunks on and you go waist deep, you have to do different things to move around. They didn't do that. And they got friggin' they got cog stuff on, like Sick said. Yeah, Gears 5, it looks awesome, Mr. Reese. It just sounds like it's a beautiful mess, which I guess isn't bad because the people that are playing it are enjoying it. So, he said you hate ME3 story, but it's better than Andromeda. No, it's not. It's not. But I respect her opinion. So, he says somebody said he destroyed digital. Well, somebody got mad. That's all I can say. If somebody got mad, then that's King Thrash did his job. 20 minutes and that dude got butthurt.
He deserved it too.
Yeah, it was just, to me, I'm disappointed with Digital Foundry because they should not be giving, all they have to do is give their analysts and they'll say, okay, technically this looks like this. I would compare Gears 5 to Gears 4, just like I would compare The Last of Us Part 2 to The Last of Us Part to this one that just came out, that they remastered, that they did their remaster to, which was, on PS4. So I would, because The Last of Us Part 2 is allegedly coming on PS4 Pro, that's where Digital Foundry, if you're watching them, that's where they need to do their comparison. Let's compare this to this, like if a Gran Turismo racing game comes out next year, let's compare that to GT Sport, nothing else. Don't compare it to Forza. Don't compare it to what Drive Club was. Just compare it to something that's already there, versus something 3 years ago. And then you got these people online running to White Zaddy for validation, which is a totally different thing. I already talked about White Zaddy, so we're good with that. So Mr. Reese said he's just playing a campaign, thought it was good. Well, that's fine, Mr. Reese. Nobody here saying the game's not good, but remember, if I pay $80 to $100 and I can't access the game, or the game is constantly forcing me back to certain points, or I can't, the game, to me, I would be pissed. I would be pissed. And I remember I was going to buy this game. I got all the Gears games. But yeah, I'm really seriously thinking about not buying it until they fix that shit. So Savage Yuga say he's only been comparing Gears 5 to other Gears games. Well, yeah, but I would just compare it to Gears 4 because Gears 4 came out for this generation technology. Gears 1, 2, and 3 did.
Well, here's the thing, though. If you compare it to Gears 3, isn't that even worse? When you find out that it's not even on par with the older previous generation?
Which may explain why Zaddy gave it a lower Metacritic score than the first 3. Because that to me now it makes sense. Maybe those, even though those are opinions, they may be on the right track. Hey, look, if it's not as good as its predecessors, then maybe it being where it is exactly where it needs to be. So, I mean, to me, that's the way I would look at it. So YouTube is messing with you. You never got the notification. Yeah, it could be. I don't know what YouTube's algorithm is anymore. I gave up on it. I don't know what it is anymore. So you think it looks better than Gears 4? Yeah, to me it looks just like Gears 4. Okay, I don't see any differences. It's more colorful. Gears 4 is mostly happening outside at night. I mean, for what I remember, it's mostly at night. The trees are constantly moving around, which I thought was a good physics. It affects the battlefield. Stuff will blow up and start blowing around. So again, it's like they deployed the same assets differently. So,
I do like a part in there though, like where you can shoot the ice and make the characters drop inside of the pond and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw y'all doing that. That looked pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And when you go through like the thunderstorm, it's like a storm in the desert. that just magically appears out of nowhere, and it's just like freaking crazy. Well, no, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing because I think they set it up that way. When you get to a certain area, it's outrageous, like freaking tornadoes everywhere. But that was pretty cool too. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the commercial that they be showing her going on that skiff and then she's in the desert, all that kind of stuff? So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
They said they've been shilling for a while. I mean, to me, I can't really say they're shilling, but it's disappointing instead of them just, saying what something should be or what it is they're making all these comparisons. Now, I think, look, if they got bought off, like SickHumor said, just say it. Yeah, look, Microsoft gave us money. We were going out of business. They paid us to look at their Xbox Scorpio. We gave it glowing reviews. So I expect them to do the same thing with Scarlet. For y'all don't know, Scarlet will be a little more powerful than the PS5. It's got that LBM technology that's going to be proprietary from AMD. So
Christ, have we not got past this crap? Well, how do we know it's going to be more powerful than the PlayStation? What information do we have? What actual information do we have?
I got my source. I mean, they're going to do the same things.
No.
So I mean, that's why I've said to people they were going to do the same thing. It's almost like if you have a 2070 and a 2080, they pretty much do the same thing. So they made the 2080 may do a little bit more, but the 2070 can pretty much go toe to toe with it for at least 3 rounds. It can go to. I mean, it does RTX. They both have frame rate drops, and so it's just it is what it is. Now the 2060, can't hold a candle to it. So, but again, it's just they had to do something because they do not have the quality of games that Sony and Nintendo have. That's Microsoft isn't the system, it's the studios that they don't have.
Well, the thing is, how are you helping them by giving them a participation award that they don't deserve?
To me, it's not. It's an opinion. Oh, okay. It's no different when somebody's
saying that it's the best looking game of the generation. Really? That's
an opinion. That's an opinion. That's all it is.
Okay.
I mean, to me, the best looking game this generation is.
That's the thing. That would mean that you don't know what the actual intent is by making those type of statements.
It's an opinion article. That's it. To me, that's all it is.
What is the intent?
The same guy wrote an article saying that Navi technology was going to be proprietary to PS5.
But no. I'm not talking about. Wait, what are we talking about?
You talking about the Forbes article, right?
Oh no, I haven't seen the Forbes article.
Oh, okay.
I'm way out of there. Anyway, let me get up out of here, Greg. I got some other shit that I got to be doing right now. But I do appreciate the sending me the link and getting me in here.
No problem, man. Thanks for coming through. It was early. So the moment is your Foundry.
I mean, again, y'all can continue playing like it's just an opinion. Y'all can continue playing like there's no actual intent there. Y'all can continue downplaying the actual work that actual studios put in to actually go in depth and put details into their games and stuff. And then we'll just give an award to Xbox just because they're Xbox and they need help at this point. I mean, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. It doesn't help competition at all because you're not actually competing. You're getting a one-up.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. So it's no, I do not disagree. To me, it's obvious that I mean, it's sad that it's gotten to this point.
You know what, though, Fred? Honestly, and then I'm gonna get out of here for real because I got some.
Yeah, go ahead.
But you know what's honest? The reason why we got to this point is because people have been making statements like that up until this point. Oh man, it's just an opinion. Oh man, what can that? And now we're here.
No, you're right. You're I'm not going
to keep playing like you don't know what's going on. Then you're gonna continue getting fucked. It's going to be something that they perpetuate. They can get away with it because it's just an opinion.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you: do you think it's the best looking game on? You said you thought it was the best looking game
on Xbox.
Xbox, yeah. So you would agree with what Forbes is saying, because Forbes said the same thing.
I would agree if they said that this is the best looking game on Xbox. Was there more to that article, or did they simply say this is the best looking game on Xbox?
No, they said this is the best looking game this generation.
No, I can't agree with that. I can show you better than I can tell you. I can do side by side comparisons with other games and make the actual point that that's not even true.
Well, I got you. No, that's what I'm saying.
You know, if Gears 5 is the best looking game of this generation, then Gears 4 is the second best looking game in this generation, right?
I would say that's logical. Yeah, that's what you.
That would have to be the truth, right? Like,
no,
how do we get to this point if you're saying that Gears 4, because remember, they said Gears of War 4 pushed the tech, pushed the boundaries. Oh, this game is. They said the same shit that they said about Gears 5. So if that's the case, then Gears 5 should also be deemed the second best looking game this generation.
You're right. They're not Red Dead, not Forza Horizon. You're right. I don't disagree.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure Digital Foundry, you can pull articles saying how they were like, oh no, this is the best looking game this gen. You know, I'm not going to do that because King Thrash, he did a yeoman's job. So
I may just be an asshole and point out how this game is not the best looking game. I really wasn't going to waste my time. But I mean, if people really want to take that opinion and run with it, I can show you all the flaws in the game. I can show you all but neither here nor there. I still have fun with the game.
Yeah.
Let me get the fuck out of here before I never leave, Craig. Again, man. Thank you, brother, for sending the link through.
Anytime.
Yeah, it's weird. This looks just like Hangouts a little bit. You got the little chat window right here.
Yeah, I got that. I can bring up things like I got Andrew. I can change the screen there like I just did. I can add another person. Somebody else wanted to jump on, it would change the way the Hangout looks. So, yeah.
Right. Can you do like a screen share?
Yeah, it can screen share. Let's see here. I'll just show you real fast. Let's go to the application window, and I'll just share that. That's basically sharing. Yeah.
I like how it moves it over to the side. That's actually really unique. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily get rid of who's talking, so you still know who's talking, but then you can also see what's on the screen. Yeah, that's really good. I like it.
Yeah, not bad. This is the bootleg version of Hangout, so because I don't feel like set up other stream keys. And shout out to Big Cloud, he did talk me through that. But just you got to constantly go in and do stream keys, and then it's crazy. So I did change the stream key on my OBS, so things should just
how many times do you switch to different channels? Because the stream key is only necessary if you switch into different channels. But OBS, I've never had to change my stream key in OBS at all. Like all I do is, even when I switch between my channels, I don't change OBS because it automatically imports my stream key directly to OBS all the time. Oh, you're not using Streamlabs though. You're probably using the OBS Studio. The old one?
Yeah, that's what it is. I use Streamlabs OBS.
Oh, yeah. So if you use Streamlabs, then you shouldn't have to change the key all the time. Like, I don't have to do it. And even when I switch from channel to channel, I still don't have to do it. I just hit go live and I'm gone. And when I want to switch channels, I log out of the account that I'm currently logged in, log into the new account, and then I just hit go live, and I can stream like that. Really, I don't know why you're having such a tough time or why you have to change, because you're not setting anything up in Event, I hope, because I don't do that at all. The only thing I do is I go to YouTube, and then I go to, where it says live stream now or something like that. Yeah. I go there, and then I type in my title there, and then I put schedule, and then I just go live. And that's all I do to go live.
They won't let me do that. I don't know why. It's probably a basic step I'm just not doing. So,
gotcha.
I use the stream. I'll use the Streamlabs. I'm gonna record some more control play and then more Gears play. Then I'll jump back onto the Streamlab because I moved that to Friday at 5.
Gotcha. You know, this looks really good. So I mean, I honestly I think this is pretty good, pretty dope. Honestly, it feels like it embodies Hangouts actually. Like they purposely designed this to be a new Hangouts.
It could have, yeah. They could. There's more it can do. I just I don't want to give them 20 bones to do it.
Sure.
So, but I may look into that, maybe do it 1 month just to check it out. What else you can do? But all right, bro. I know you want to jump on off here. So
yeah, I'm out of here. Y'all be easy, man. Thank you for having me once again, Craig. Damn, I'm so goddamn tired. I'm supposed to be running through this shit with Fatal. Come on. You know what? Let me go and make me some coffee, and I'll be ready to go. All right, I'm out. Deuces.
All right, brother, take it easy. Take it easy. All right, so shout out to SickHumor. Y'all know who he is, and he dropped that new album, and I didn't get the chance to talk to him about that, so maybe next time. So yeah, also a big shout out to King Thrash. He went ahead and destroyed Digital Foundry. They're over there trying to figure out what sent, trying to get that Preparation H going. I guess he done that too. So, oh my God. So, but actually, I am going to get off here. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know if I'm going to play Witcher on PlayStation. I played a little Elite Dangerous last night. I may jump on the Gears, and I actually do need to play Control, though. So, but all right, then, shout out to everybody was here. Savage Junior, thanks for coming by, brother. Shout out to Jemiah Dixon and Trouble Fire for the super chats. I do appreciate them. Like I said, that gets me. Let me see how much this thing costs, and I'm making a warped attempt to save for. Let's see here, AMD 5700. This is the XT price. Yeah, it's $399. So I am. Let's see here. $399 minus 15. So after taxes, I'm about $390 away. So I appreciate you. Actually, let's see here. What are these prices here? Yeah, it's roughly $400, give or take. Give or take. So shout out to everybody here. Also shout out to Foxy Games. He went ahead and got his PC up and running, so he's having a blast. But thanks to everybody that was here. Shout out to King Thrash, Spartan Guy, Impatient Fire. Thanks you guys for coming. Shout out to BGS who came by, swung by after putting in yeoman's work yesterday. And Mr. Reed, shout out to you. Everybody was here. Nicholas Harris, Corey Massey. Who else is in here? I'm just Ice Queen Gaming, E1 Matador, Vedger, how you doing, brother? How you doing? Saw everybody here. Who else was here? Halo Storm was here. So shout out to everybody that came by. And guys, go out there and play the game. You know what I'm saying? Or the terrorists win. Take it easy, guys. Peace.